Welcome back to a brand new episode of Tell Me Something Good. I'm Jelly.
And I'm Jackie, and this is a podcast where we talk about self-development, experiences, and lessons that we learn along the way. In this episode, we're going to read some Reddit stories, Am I the Asshole? And just kind of get our perspective on those. But first, Jelly, tell me something good.
My something good is that I've had a whole week off of work, so I've got to spend time with family. Since we're getting close to the end of the year, I've been like cleaning out my space, getting rid of things, and just preparing for the new year.
Yes. I feel like this week has been, some people worked one day this week, 2 days this week, but this is like a week where everything's just like, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do this week, and nobody cares. Nobody's judging. Like if you want to wear your PJs every single day.
Yeah, and I have.
Yes, then do it. If you don't want to get ready, you don't. I feel like that's what this week is too. Because this week has been a weird week for me too. But I enjoy that everyone's off. Like
Yeah, it's like you don't know what day it is. And you're
yes.
like, yeah.
Every day feels like a Monday or Sunday. That's good though.
So Christmas was Wednesday. Today is Saturday. Yeah, so back to reality on Monday, but
Then
it's been
New
a good
Year's-
slow week.
Do you work New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
I think I'm off New Year's Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that Christmas is more like celebrated more like with days off and stuff. And New Year's, a lot of people really are just like,
Yeah.
it's another day. Not for us. It's a new year, new us.
Yes, that's another thing I hope to do tomorrow. It's like redo my vision board, set goals, and I'm like, I want this year to be different, which every year I do make progress. And, I want to celebrate my small wins, but I'm like, there's a lot that I want to do this year. So I look forward to that.
And we are.
Yeah.
No more excuses. No more things that we want. We're going to do them.
But yeah, that's my something good. You tell me something good.
Something good is that I am finally feeling good right now because I had a hangover this morning and now I feel good. And it's already, 8 p.m.?
Yeah, it only took 12 hours.
It took me like till 8 p.m. But I was having the worst anxiety. I was having literally one of those days where I'm like, God, why do I not drink last night? And I'm finally, feeling better. It's bad when you take your ashwagandha and you take a nap next to your Bible because that's how you're like, what? Why? But this was my last and final hurrah of the year to start off the year right. And you know what's crazy? All year I haven't even got lit like this besides my birthday, I think. And now I'm like, this last night I went out for one drink and then we started celebrating my friend's birthday because her birthday was on Wednesday. And the shots came but I feel good now. I feel back alive.
Yeah. I can only imagine how you feel because that's the worst feeling.
I felt horrible. I was like, when your heartbeat wakes you up out of your sleep? That's how it was. But that was my last one of the year, and this year's going to be different. I honestly, this year, I've learned my limits because I think I went through a phase where I didn't know, like, I would literally black out sometimes and more often than not. And this year and the year before this one, I've really learned what my limits were and when to stop drinking and when it's time for water. And I love that because back then I'd be like, I don't even want to go out for a drink because then I don't know what my limit is.
Yeah. But I think I would always just forget that there's consequences to life. And I wouldn't know my limit. And I would, like, I never would turn down shots. Like, it's okay to be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is okay. And the older you get, the more you're going to have to start saying no to shots.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yes. All right. So we're going to get into... Is there anything else we want to talk about before we get into that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing but eat too many tamales, so...
I ate so much this week. It's not even funny. I went through a phase last week where I didn't eat, like, 3 days, like, barely eating. Like, no me daba, like...
Appetite.
Yes. But this week, girl, my appetite is back in full swing. And I think it's like, when you're about to start,
Yeah.
you just get like so hungry. That was me. I ate almost a whole pack of Chips Ahoy cookies. And that is not me, y'all. With 2% milk. I didn't even want the almond milk. I said, I want the 2% milk. I risked it all.
In forever.
Okay. So do you have like a specific topic for yours? Because
Just different. Am I the asshole? Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not letting a woman in front of me in the self-checkout? My mom sent me to the grocery store 3 times today. I was just picking up 2 packs of beans on the last visit and was in a rush to get home since it was 7 p.m. While I was waiting for a self-checkout to open up, someone who I guess was the woman's ride came in to check up on her, and then I guess she was in a bit of a rush because she came up behind me and tried to squeeze in front of me while saying, "Excuse me." I just ignored her and continued waiting, but then she asked me if she could cut in front of me, and she told me she had to pick up her son from a soccer game. I thought it would be reasonable to say no, and I explained I only had 2 items and that it wouldn't take that long for her to wait since she was 7 checkout. There was 7 checkouts, but then she started calling me a heartless bitch and that I don't have the Christmas spirit and how I want her son to suffer in the cold and how people these days have no compassion. She also started talking about her labor and contractions when she gave birth, which I don't know how that has any relation to me. Honestly, I was really uncomfortable. It wouldn't be hard for me to just let her go. Usually if someone were to ask and they had less items than me, then of course, but I felt like it wouldn't make such a difference in time. I only had 2 items and it's also -5 degrees outside and not even soccer season. I don't know. And they put like this sad face. Honestly,
I don't think so.
he's an asshole. You could tell. I don't know if it's a he or like.
It seemed like a he, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a he. And the funny part is they put like the sad face at the end, so he feels bad about it. But she did not have to call him a heartless.
Yeah, and I feel like that's entitled behavior to be like, because I have this, you need to. You know, like.
And I've done it. I've been the type of person who I've let people pass me. And then I just start letting everybody pass me. Like I had like a whole like buggy of like food. 2 people were behind me that had like 1 item, and I was like, "Go ahead." And I was like, "All right, I need to stop because I'm never gonna leave if I keep letting people go in front of me." And it was self checkout, so it's not.
But I also understand it as being a mom. Like I have been late to pick up my son, and I'm like rushing. And
so what does that have to do with contraception? No,
yeah, like
wait,
giving
that
birth.
contraception. What
Contractions.
Was contractions and labor, but no,
yeah,
I don't.
She took it too far. She could have asked politely if he said no, and be like, okay, you know, but not start calling him names.
Yeah, I mean, if he only had 2 items, then I don't think that he's the asshole.
It wouldn't make that much of a difference.
It wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think he's an asshole. He was voted not asshole on here, so yeah. But I feel bad because literally he put this face like the. I don't know. Yeah.
I think she was an asshole, if anything.
Because she called heartless B word.
Yeah.
That is.
And not the Christmas spirit. Like, what are you, man?
Yeah, so there's that one.
Yeah,
I don't think he's an asshole.
Am I the asshole for refusing to co-sign my sister's mortgage after my parents went behind my back? I, 28 female, have been busting my butt for years to save for my own house. I work in software, so I make decent money, but it takes forever to build up my good down payment. Meanwhile, my younger sister, 25 female, is in grad school with barely any credit. Our parents, both mid-50s, found a house near them and decided she needs it. They made an offer without telling me, and now the deal only goes through if I co-sign. The problem, I had no clue they'd do this. My parents basically dropped the bomb. You have the best credit score, co-sign for your sister to get the house. They also hinted I should chip in for a down payment because you've got the money. If I co-sign, I'll be on the hook for my sister if she can't pay. She's still in school, has debt and zero backup plan. The bank also might reject my future mortgage application since they'll see I'm already tied to another loan. But my parents say I'm selfish and forgetting my family values. My sister's calling me a monster for leaving her stranded, and my mom threatened to cut off any future financial help, like my wedding, if I don't help now. Some relatives think it's insane for my parents to try to rope me into this after they already made the offer. Others say I should just do it for the family's sake. I feel guilty, but also mad they put me on the spot. Am I the asshole for protecting my own finances, or are they wrong for strong-arming me into co-signing a mortgage I never wanted in the first place?
Okay, no, she is not an asshole. She needs to put her foot down and not do this, because I think that is so disrespectful.
Yeah, like just to assume, like you, not even to ask.
Not even to ask, and to go ahead and send the offer without even honestly, her realtor.
That's why I asked you. Because I'm like, you would know.
No, this is where the issue lies. Why are her realtor sending in offers
without
the sister even? No, that's a problem. That shouldn't even be a thing, honestly. But then again, it could be like different states do different things. But here, like, you could not do that because if they're in the loan, she has to send in her paperwork for the loan. She has to do all these things. So she would have to know about this. So to me, it seems almost like illegal to try to assume someone's going to. No, I don't think that she's an asshole. And I don't think that she should sign. Because then when it's time for her to buy, it's going to become.
It will be a problem.
Yeah, it will be a problem because now she has that debt under her name.
And imagine her sister can't pay. It's going to be on her credit, right?
Yes. And why? First of all, why don't the parents co-sign?
Yeah.
No, I think that's rude. And I don't like that.
And then they try to make it seem like she's going against family. Like, that's kind of toxic.
Yeah. And she's what, 24?
I think she's 28. Sister's 24.
Like, her sister's still young. She has time to figure it out. She doesn't. Like,
and like, why aren't y'all trying to help me buy a house?
Yeah. It's like, she's been saving up. She's 28. Like, yeah, I don't like that. And I wouldn't do it. And she needs to put her foot down because I feel like it's so easy to fall into the guilt, though, to be like, well,
Yeah, like, I want to help out.
Yeah, but no, her sister needs to work on her credit.
Yeah, and she's in grad school and stuff. So I'm like, I would wait. You never know where you're going to end up. Like, why go ahead and try to buy a house?
And why are her parents so like just because it's close to their house?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think that she should. No, I know she should not do it. So you're not an asshole, and it's honestly rude and illegal for them to assume that she would want to sign.
So advice from a realtor, don't do it.
Don't do it unless you literally like have your own place and you're able to do it. That's the only reason I would do it is if I already had my place and I don't plan on purchasing anything anytime soon for myself and I have the capabilities to do it, then yes, I would co-sign. But if I don't, then I remember people used to get guilted when I was younger to co-sign for cars and stuff.
Yeah,
I've been asked to do that and I didn't do it. I was like, that's not happening.
Yeah, I'm like, my credit is bad with just me. So
imagine having somebody else and then you rely on them to make sure their payments are.
Yeah, that would be stressful.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Your family is. They need to go to jail for that. Okay. Am I the asshole for researching stuff when my wife corrects me or tells me something I didn't know? My wife and I have been married for 6 years now, and she keeps getting pissed at me for Googling or researching things when I find I might be incorrect or am incorrect about something, or when I'm curious about a statement my wife has said. Oh, when I find it might be incorrect. I think that's what he means. I know it's probably not the best practice, but I have explained to her I don't do it to try and prove who's wrong or right. Just trying to improve my knowledge base and learn about something. I even tell her I know and believe her, but want to know more or why I was wrong. She just views it as it's not trusting what she says.
No, I do that. I'm like, I do that.
You could literally tell me the sky is blue and I would be like, is the sky blue? Like, I will literally Google anything and everything.
Yeah. But I think we need, like, I like to fact check.
Me
because
too.
Then if I'm telling somebody else something, like if I'm like, did you know this? And they're like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like,
no. And I love whenever I'm right, though. One time, who was telling me this? I don't remember who was telling me that Bill Nye, the science guy, had gone to jail for like being a pedophile or something.
Who?
Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill. Wait, is that his name?
I don't know.
Bill Nye. Bill.
Is it a show?
It's Bill Nye. You don't know? Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you. I think that's his name. You better see who I'm talking about. You don't remember?
No, I don't know him.
Okay, so he did like science that we would watch him in school. And I've always been like, I love learning from Bill Nye, the science guy. And she's like, and somebody was like, you know, he went to jail for like being a pedophile and this and that. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I cannot find anything about this. And I'm like, girl, I think you got the wrong one. And she's like, no, it wasn't. And I swear, even to this day, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was like, there's no way that he did this. And I've not to this day found anything about that. She's like, yes, he like did this and that. But I could have easily been like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like,
that's how rumors get started. You telling somebody, did you know?
But if you've heard of this, I want to know, because never heard of it. And then I searched it. It's not there. But I'm the same way though. I need to search everything.
Yeah.
Like literally everything.
Yeah, because there have been times where I look it up too and I'll be like, I don't see this.
Like someone will literally tell you something and you're like,
yeah,
looking it up while they're talking. I'm like, actually. Or you know what I do a lot too is like, if the conversation about something comes up, I'll be like, wait, how do they make like parking decks? You know? And I start searching. I'm like, I literally want to know.
Yeah.
Like, but, or how do they make bridges? Like,
yeah.
But I don't think he's an asshole. I think it might be maybe the way he's saying it. I don't know how he's saying it to her. Like,
I don't think he's the asshole, and I don't think she should
get mad. Like, girl, if you're right,
you're just lying. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't think he's an asshole, but I think maybe the way he's delivering it. But from what I can tell from that post, is he seems like he's really nice, and he's like literally telling her that he's not trying to do it because he thinks she's wrong.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the asshole for saying yes to my boyfriend's public proposal and then turning him down in private? So my 26 female boyfriend, 28 male, and I have been dating for about 3 years. Things have been going good, but I've been clear that I'm not ready for marriage yet. I've told him I need more time to feel comfortable with such a big step. Well, a few weeks ago, we went to a big birthday party hosted by his family for his dad's 60th birthday. I noticed that he was acting a little nervous, but I didn't think much of it. Then during the event, he got everyone's attention, got down on one knee, and proposed to me in front of all our friends and family. I was completely caught off guard and panicked. Now, I've heard stories about how rejecting someone in public can humiliate them, and I really didn't want to do that to him, especially in front of everyone he cares about. So I said yes in the moment. Everyone cheered, and he looked so happy. I felt horrible for misleading him, but I didn't know what else to do. After the party on the ride home, I told him privately and explained that while I loved him, I'm not ready to be married yet, and that I only said yes to avoid embarrassing him in front of everyone. I thought being honest and private was the best thing to do. He got really upset and said I'd humiliate him even more because now he has to go back and tell everyone that we're not actually engaged. He said I should have just said no at the party if that's how I feel. I feel terrible that I've hurt him and put him in this position, but I also feel like he put me on the spot in front of everyone without considering my feelings. We've yet to tell his family or anyone, and they keep calling to give us their congrats, which is upsetting him even more. And I'm seeing videos of his friends posting online of him getting on one knee. So it's pretty public now. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Should I have just said no in public, or was I right to spare him the embarrassment in the moment?
I think that she's right. Like, I've done that too. I've been asked out and I say yes, but then I'll tell them never mind.
Because other people, hard.
I feel like,
because that is true. Like, everybody's posting video, like, and congratulating them. But I honestly think the people pleaser in me would also be like, yeah, like when I am on the spot, I feel like I panic and I'll just be like, go along with it. Like, yeah, like.
Yeah, I'd be like, are you joking right now? I literally told you. Like,
yeah.
No, but if she told him, then she shouldn't feel bad because he's honestly, to me, not respecting her decision of not being ready yet and putting her on the spot. That's happened to me before. I told you. Not proposed to, but I went and got asked out and I had told him, do not ask me out. I'm not ready. And then he asked me out and there's people watching and he's like, they're watching. And I was like, yes. And then I'm like, why would you do that? I literally told you, do not ask me out.
That's kind of a red flag, actually.
Yeah, because it's like you're not respecting the boundaries. And not only that, but you're putting me in a situation that you know I don't want to be in.
Yeah, and that's like a huge step, like she said.
Yeah.
And she made it clear she wasn't ready. And I think before you do that, like, you got to be on the same page about it.
And why did he propose at his dad's birthday?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry,
another
but
thing.
yeah, that wasn't even zero effort to me. Like, you proposed at my dad's birthday. Like, I'm sorry, but, or his dad's birthday. So no, I don't think she's an asshole. I think if anything, he's trying to make her feel guilty about it, about something that she had already told him she didn't want. And honey, I would just break up with him.
Yeah. But I'm like, what would be the right
But that
thing
is
to do?
hard. I think
The right thing would be, I guess, say no. Like, be like, I'm actually not ready. I don't know.
I would say yes.
I think if it came down, like, I would say no. Like, now. Like, then I would have said yes, but.
Well, what if it was in front of, like, all your friends and family?
I think I would say no.
How would you say it?
I don't know.
He's on his knee with a ring out and asked you to marry.
And I knew I didn't want to marry him.
Yeah.
I probably would just cry and run away.
Yeah, I would probably be like, look at him like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, yes. But then I'd be like, honestly, I'd tell everybody, like, I don't know how I feel. Like,
Yeah, I would break up with him, I think, if I was her. Because I would be like, I've made it clear I'm not ready.
and then he still tries to make her feel bad.
Yeah, that. I wonder what people are saying.
Yeah, I want to know.
Agreed. The party was about his family, not for him to steal any limelight.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole girl. He put you on the spot big time knowing you weren't ready. Saying yes is in the moment was you being kind, not mean. He's just mad because it's messy now, but that's kind of on him for making it public without checking first. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think that he just didn't respect her, what she told him. And she could have, I feel like it would have been meaner if she said it.
Yeah, said no.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see if I have. Oh my gosh. Would I be the asshole if I took over my family's business only to sell it later and move abroad? Would I be an asshole if I refused to take over the family business and went to college abroad instead? I'm 18 male finishing high school and need to decide my future soon. My dad built a successful business from nothing and my family expects me to take it over. It's a great opportunity financially, but I don't feel passionate about it, and the lifestyle it requires isn't one I want. I've always dreamed of moving abroad, studying what I'm passionate about, and starting my own company. But choosing that path means risking everything. My family has made it clear they won't support me financially or emotionally if I leave, and I have no idea how I pay for college on my own. What makes this harder is that I'm the only one in my family capable of running the business. If I leave, there's no one to take over, and all of my dad's work might go to waste. Would I be the asshole if I chose to leave and start fresh instead of taking over the family business? That is so hard.
I mean, I don't think you would be the asshole. It's your life. You know, you have to decide what you want for your own life. But it is hard because your dad built a successful company.
I feel like that is hard.
And he's the only one that can keep it.
I would say, you know what? Right now, this is not what I'm ready for, because owning a business is a lot of responsibility. At 18, no one's ready for that yet at 18. And I think that maybe talk to the dad and say, can you train somebody to be like, but I guess they want to keep it in the family, you know? But I don't know. People are saying he's an asshole. Let me see.
Really?
He was voted asshole. Dang, people are mean. That business was built from scratch by your dad, and it has provided you a comfortable life. You want to sell your dad's dream to support yours. I'd be furious.
Oh my God. I don't think so. I don't think he's the asshole.
Me either.
It's not his purpose. He's not passionate about it.
I guess I'm thinking like.
But he's saying that he would do it and then sell it later on. Or
he's saying that would that make him an asshole?
Yeah.
If selling it would be.
Yeah, that would be an
'cause
asshole move.
then you're profiting from what your dad has
Yeah.
built and you didn't really do much for it. I would just be like honest, and I'm not going to take over something that I'm not passionate about because I know that I'm not going to put in the effort that my dad put in.
Mm-hmm.
But he could find somebody that will, but no one's going to put in the effort like family does. That's the one
Yeah.
thing. Like, and I guess I'm kind of thinking like, let's say my dad
Mm-hmm.
sold or told my brother like, and he didn't want to, what would we do then? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, dad got lucky.
he got lucky that my brother actually like doesn't mind it. I don't think he's been doing it since he graduated high school. But even me, like if he told me like I need you to take over,
Like if you were the only one that could do it.
I'd be like, no. I see the stress. Like you're there all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and at that age, it's really not something that I don't know. But if they're gonna be paying for his like for him
Yeah.
to, then it's like.
But I think as a parent, you shouldn't
force
your kids to
take on a responsibility that they didn't sign up for.
Because he didn't say what kind of company, right?
Mm-mm. Let me see if there's more information, but
It's something that he probably would have to do every day.
mm-hmm. Yeah, people. I think he was asking if he should buy it and then sell it.
Yeah,
or no, like take over and then sell it. And people are like, you cannot sell it. Like that's wrong.
Yeah, that would make him an asshole.
Yeah, that would be horrible if he.
But
did
what
that.
would happen to it if he refuses?
They'd find somebody else. I think like they'd have to.
Yeah. And if he's 18, I'm like, the dad can still do it for a couple years.
Yeah, you got more.
Like, I'm like, maybe down the road, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if his plans didn't work out or something.
Yeah, and also, and maybe he'll go and study, and then he realizes he is wanting to do it. So I think they're making him make a decision that is kind of unfair at his age.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's an asshole. But don't take over and then sell it. That would
Yeah.
make you an asshole.
Dang, that has to be hard. I never thought about like passing on businesses and
Yeah.
the stuff.
And who takes over? Like,
Yeah.
what if I really wanted the business and then like I have to like.
Yeah, I think people do sue over stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. And it's hard to find somebody that's passionate as you are for your business, you know? I don't know. I think that is tough.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker why customers might not like her? I work at a restaurant as a server. One of my coworkers.
I'm sorry. Okay, go again. I'm sorry. I did see this.
You read it?
Yeah, but go. It's
Okay.
funny. Sorry. Start over. I'm sorry.
I work at a restaurant as a server. One of my coworkers moved up here from Georgia for college and started working here a few months ago. She constantly lays on her southern charm thing thick. She calls everyone honey and sweetie and all of that. She also tends to chit chat with people instead of letting them eat after bringing their foods and drinks. It's also kind of obvious that a lot of them don't want her to really talk to them. They give her one-word answers and just barrel forward and talks at them. Manager has told her off more than once. About 2 weeks ago, she was upset because a customer yelled at her and said, "Don't call me that," when she called her honey. And she complains that she's not getting as many tips as the other servers. She says it's because she has a southern accent and customers think she's stupid, but I don't think that's the case. She asked me for advice, and I said it was because she takes so long to bring things out and wastes time trying to make small talk. I also said that the excessive pet names sound kind of condescending, and they aren't really something you would call a stranger here. She told me that she wasn't going to start being rude to customers because she would make even less money. I told her it's not being rude. It's just not how things work here, and it's rude to other customers she's supposed to be serving when she spends all her time trying to make small talk instead of doing her job and calling them weird things. Now she's mad at me in a and been avoiding me. Maybe I could have been gentler when trying to explain to her why people complain. But I was also really stressed because it's Christmas season and so much is going on. Am I the asshole?
No.
Yeah, I think no.
I think that
I do think it is a southern thing to be like, sweetie, honey, and stuff. But sometimes I'm like, it's kind of inappropriate.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just gotta know who your customers are and when you can and when you shouldn't. Because some people don't like it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and if she's telling her she takes too long with the food, she takes too long.
Yeah.
Obviously, and so they don't want to keep talking. Like, girl, they're there to eat. They're not there to talk to you. I know somebody that would do that. Like, they would just talk. I mean, like, damn, let your table eat. Like, the food getting cold. And I've done it too myself. Like, where I know, like, I'm like, okay, I need to, like, I'll just keep talking. And then I have to tell them, like, oh, I'll let y'all eat. I'm sorry. Like, I've been there. But no, I think that she doesn't realize, she doesn't want to take accountability for why her tips are not good.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm somebody like that too. I went to the store with my sister the other day, and it was like a small little business, and the owner like the whole time was talking to us, and I was just like, I just want to look around, and she'd be like, hey, this is a cute, like, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm just looking.
Just look.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, I guess some people take it as rude, like if they're not talking to you. But I think you got to know that some people just are more reserved.
Yes. You know, and that's the thing. You have to be able to read who you can and can't. Like, you're not going to be like that with everybody.
Like, if they're giving you short word answers or, like, you know, not really saying much, then you know.
Yeah. I don't.
But there's even people who would be like, when I would work at like a grocery store, they would call every customer, like, baby and... And if their girl's with them, they're like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I say honey, but not like that. Like, I say it to my friends, like,
yeah.
honey. But not to, like...
Customers.
No. Yeah, I think... And you can... Because what she said that they think she's dumb. Mm-hmm. No, I think that... And if you're not making good tips, then you're not going to make more tips if you're calling people honey or sweetie or this. You just gotta like be on your take them out their plates, taking this out, you know, like I think that she thinks that by doing that, like she's gonna earn tips. But no, and people can tell when you're trying way too hard for that tip.
Yeah, and there might be some desperate men that would like that, because maybe that she does get that attention from some people, and they like the flirting and stuff.
And I guess, how old is she? They didn't say how old her coworker is. Because I guess it depends. But if she's young, then no, I would not. But if she's older, then...
There's a comment that says, not the asshole, bit of a culture clash going on here. You try to help her fit in better with the locals, and your boss has done the same. She's not listening to either of you, not the asshole. So I think that's the thing, too. Maybe she lives, like, in the city. Like, it's just different cultures.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think you're not the asshole for
telling her.
Yeah, letting her know.
I feel like I've had to tell people that too, because there'd be times where, like, this hasn't happened recently, but this girl would be like, why is nobody tipping me good? My tips suck. And I'm like, girl, it's you. Like, not even in a bad way, but like she would literally say that to us. She'd be like, I don't know why, like, people just, I'm not having a good tip day, but you could tell her energy was off that day, you know? And I'm like, not with that attitude, you're not going to make no money. Like, because I think her first table tipped her, like, a little bit, and she was already saying, like, why is, like, nobody, like, I never make good tips or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're already starting with this negative mindset, and it's not going to work. Like, if you keep thinking that, you're really not going to make good tips. But yeah, I feel like people can tell also when you're trying. There's a guy that goes to the restaurant and he always tips $100 no matter what. I've never had him, but he'll order like a couple things and literally say keep the change and it'll be $100. And there was one time I think he didn't do it to somebody, but he still gave her like $40 or something. Like, it was still a good amount. And she was like mad. She's like, what? And I'm like, Do you
Oh my
understand
God.
that was like the easiest table? She's
Yeah.
like, and I was even trying to be extra nice to him and blah, blah. And I'm like, that is what you should do with everybody.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. So I think that it can backfire. Like when you try too hard,
Yeah.
people can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Just be you. But if I think saying sweetie and honey, just sometimes you just gotta know. It's like you don't call everybody like a B word either. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you know, like you have
Yeah.
them friends that you're like, hey, bitch, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you need to know who you can and can't do that with.
Yeah, and let people eat their food. Don't try to.
Yes, girl, let them eat their food because some people just want to just literally chill
Uh-huh.
and not talk. Even when you get in like Ubers, I don't like talking sometimes.
I never get an Uber.
Yeah, like my brother loves to talk to the Uber. I'm like, we and Lexi will be like, it'll be quiet for like a second, and we look at each other. Oh, there he goes again. But he loves to talk to Ubers, but I'm not like that. Like, I just want to. I have one that is, am I the asshole for getting mad over significant other using ChatGPT for an apology? Hi all, I need some help. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend and I got into a huge fight where it ended with him asking what I needed to be fixed and me basically listing them and saying how hurt I was. He sends me this beautiful heartfelt message that I literally tear up at the time and was so grateful for it. Fast forward to now, and we're having the same fights again. So I'll bring up his paragraph and how he hasn't done anything he said he was going to do. I don't know why, but some part of me was dreading this, but I still did it. I go to the AI checker website, put in the paragraph, and what do you effing know? 100% AI detected. I am genuinely infuriated and don't know where to go from here. He doesn't take things very seriously sometimes, so all he says is, AI helps me talk about my feelings as a joke. Someone please help. What do I do? What do I say? Edit. I'm wondering, am I in the wrong for getting so upset? I'm genuinely so like horrified, but I hate fighting with him. I just feel so lost. So am I the asshole for being angry over the fact to use AI for something like that? I think a lot of my anger is also stemming from the fact that I feel like he really doesn't give a fuck when he does hurt me. And this was the cherry on top.
No, I think I would be mad.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, you didn't even feel like you could write it out yourself. Like he literally looked up, what's a good apology for my girlfriend?
I didn't know you could look up if it's AI generated. That's good to know.
And he hasn't even done anything in the message that he.
Yeah, he probably don't even remember what it
She
said.
said the message made her tear up. Yeah, I'd be pissed because I'd be like, you are that fake that you literally went and can't even write out a heartfelt message from the bottom of your heart.
But I can relate to like not knowing how to express myself.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he read it and he was like, oh, that's how I feel. But
he's like, that's exactly how I feel. I couldn't put it into words.
Yeah.
Well, he could have just changed a few things around. Like if he literally copied and pasted, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's too.
But he did have to tell ChatGPT how he was feeling, so ChatGPT could even write it up for him. So I think she's just annoyed with him already, mad at him for other things, and that was literally the cherry on top. Like, yeah, I think that she's just over him.
Yeah, I would feel some type of way too, though.
Yeah.
Like, what has the world come to? Like, men used to go to war and write love letters to their women.
And now they're using ChatGPT to apologize. No, I would be annoyed. I'd be like, really, you? And then the worst part is that she thought it was such a sweet message.
Yeah, and crying. Oh my god.
No, I think I would be pissed. Let me see what people were saying.
I feel like I need to use Chat. I've never used it. I need to get on it.
Somebody said, I think you should use ChatGPT to write a breakup letter to him. That is hilarious, though.
I'm like, but he made an effort in a way, but it's still.
I'm like, he tried. At least he put it. Low-key, why are we? That's the bad thing. That would be like, I'd be like, oh, he had to tell ChatGPT how he was feeling for him to get it in a paragraph. But I'm like, you could have just told me this yourself. Exactly how you told ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Tell me how you were feeling.
Because what does that lead to in the future? Like when you can't express your feelings, you know, to your girl.
That means he's not emotionally. What is it? Available.
Yeah. intelligent. I don't know.
I feel like I've had that issue a lot with guys. Like the guys that I've dated, they're not emotionally like available, and it sucks because you want to like.
But I don't think I feel like they don't even know what being emotional available is.
I don't know. Like to me, what is it? Like to me, it's like being able to talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like if how little or how big they are. Like
Yeah.
just saying like I feel this way or like I'm like today I don't know like I just like
But it's crazy because I feel like they try to make it seem like they're so in love, but I'm like that's not love. Like it's just so confusing because it's like they make it seem like they know what love is, but I'm like I don't know how to explain it.
Like love to me is like being able to like be your complete 100%
Yeah.
self and not caring that maybe what you say is not the right thing or like you just say how you feel in the moment. It's also about how you express yourself too though, because I think if you're just like you do have that where you can speak about your feelings but you do it in a way that's like so like angry or so, then I'm like I don't know. But yeah, I feel like that's what I've dealt with a lot is like guys that just don't know how to speak about their feelings, and then they literally like hold on to them, and they end up doing something stupid out of that,
or even struggles. I feel like that's part of it being in a relationship. Like I'm struggling with this, or just being open about my leg sleep about everything. But I think everybody I've dated.
You know what? One of my exes would do. I was just remembering this other day. I don't know if I've talked about this on here, but we would literally do monthly check-ins with each other.
Oh.
And like, but the only rule is we can't get mad. So, and it worked out really well for us because he was also very like, he didn't really talk about his feelings. But that moment he felt like, okay, this is a safe place for me to like tell her like what she gave me an attitude this time. But it would be funny because I put it in my notes so I knew we were going to talk about it. If it was something huge, yes, you go ahead and address it then and there. But if it's like little things and maybe they don't realize how they like hurt you or then you just talk it out. And I remember we would do it and he'd be like, I don't have anything like you did like this month is perfect. And then he's like, actually I just remember, but we couldn't get mad. And it was like honestly like one of the best things that I've done in a relationship, and it was like a safe place to speak about how you really felt, and you knew the only rule was we couldn't get mad at each other, and it worked. It really did for a while, but obviously the relationship didn't work, but that did work.
And I see how that's good too, because you just all at once you say it instead of saying it like throughout and maybe starting arguing every single time. So I'm like, because maybe it's not a big deal, but it made you feel a certain type of way, or
but I think it's important. How do you become emotionally available, like intelligent, and you just have to be open, right? Like,
yeah, I think so. That's what I was saying. I don't think the men even know what it is. Like, it don't seem like it anyways.
Yeah, because like, how do you become that?
Or can you?
Can you become that? Because I don't know. Or should they just go talk to somebody? 'Cause I don't know. I feel like that's what I've been like dealing with. But sometimes I'm like, imagine if I dated someone who could talk about things with me like the way that I can. Like we would have the deepest conversations, like the best combos. Because sometimes it just be like me like trying to talk, and then they'll be like, and I'm like, never mind. I'll journal it out.
I think it is like being open to it. Just being open to it, because I think a lot of them, they feel like men shouldn't. It's just more of a maybe how they're brought up. Like
it's weak of them.
Yeah, it's weak of them. They never felt safe to share their emotions.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
Well.
But as an adult, I feel like you have to learn.
You have to learn because when you have children, you're gonna have to like learn how to communicate with them, and then you want them to communicate with you. And if they see that you never talk about your feelings or anything, then they're gonna be like, well, then I shouldn't talk about mine.
Yeah.
But is that everything? What is that noise?
Is it raining? It sounds like it's raining.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. We are very grateful to have been doing this for almost a year, and we hope you enjoy the stories.
Yep. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and stay tuned.
We love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye. I never say it. I
You
don't know why I
never
said
do.
it.